That certainly was a decisive win. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Stats Media to recap in last night's game between the Phillies and the Cincinnati Reds. As the Phillies defeat the Reds both on the score of 11-4 as they pick up their 10,000th win in franchise history. And I guess before we get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please share and engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So Nick Castellanos with 2 doubles last night, also going yard against his former squad. We got Derek Hall also joining in on the action here, his 9th home run of the season. Rhys Hoskins hitting 2 bombs. This man is just incredible. So 5 RBIs last night for Rhys Hoskins. Kyle Gibson, this guy was just incredible. Ties his career high for strikeouts. He just had that rough bottom of the 3rd inning, but if you exclude that, he was just outstanding in the start. He certainly did his job and more. So this bullpen continues to be very, very good. So it doesn't really seem like much has changed with that regard, thankfully, and hopefully it stays that way. Despite the first game of the series not really being a decisive win, I would certainly say last night it was a more comfortable win. Of course, the manager of the Cincinnati Reds, David Bell, did bring in a position player to pitch the top of the 9th inning. Unfortunately, Bryson Stott's hit streak did come to a close last night. Since he popped out to third base. He was going to get some position player and he popped out to third base. It goes back to my point before. I just can't believe how deep this team is. You got Emmanuel Sosa in the first game driving in 3. You have Nick Castellanos with 2 doubles last night, a solo shot. Derek Hall going deep. Rhys Hoskins driving in 5. Emmanuel Sosa not even in the lineup last night. So it's just so many different people coming up and doing their job. Pick up the scoring summary here in the top of the 3rd inning. Derek Hall homers on a fly ball to left center field as he goes the other way. His 9th of the season, and it's 1-0 Philadelphia. So Derek Hall does it yet again. This guy's done as a rookie. It's been amazing, right? So, of course, Derek Hall was called up, briefly after Bryce Harper broke his left thumb. And he's definitely picked up the load a little bit. Pick it up here in the same inning. Nick Castellanos homers on the fly ball to left center field. His 11th of the season, a solo shot. And it's now 2-0 Philadelphia. So Nick Castellanos back at the place he hits very well at. Of course, had an MVP type season last year. And he goes deep. His 2nd game back in Cincinnati. It was nice to see him finally, get some extra base hits. So he had 3 extra base hits, right? So the 2 doubles and a solo shot. So there you go right there. 11 home runs for Castellanos. 2-0 Philadelphia. Now we pick it up here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Jake Fraley homered the night before, and he homers again. He homers on a fly ball to right field, a 2-run shot. TJ Freedy comes around to score as well. Now the Reds tie it at 2. So it didn't take the Reds long to come back and tie up this ball game. Pick it up here in the same inning. Jonathan India homers on a fly ball to center field, his 8th of the season. That was a solo shot, and it's now 3-2 Cincinnati. So the Reds now take a 3-2 lead over the Phils. I was a little bit frustrated. I'm thinking like, oh boy, here we go. Kyle Gibson, he always does this, right? He always steps in gum. He always steps in quicksand. He screws it along for the first few innings, and he just hits a wall, right? So the 2nd time through the order, even sometimes through the 3rd time through the order, he just seems to just really struggle. And in the bottom 3rd inning, he did struggle last night. But other than that, he was so good. He was so good other than that. And honestly, it wasn't even that big of a deal. 2-run shot and a solo shot. It's not the end of the world. Then we pick it up here in the top of the 4th inning. Rhys Hoskins with his 1st of the night as he homers on a fly ball to right center field. The other way, Nick Maton and Matt Feeling come around to scores. The Phillies now take a 5-3 lead. So there you go right there. So we go ahead, 3-run shot from Rhys Hoskins to give the Phillies now a 2-run lead. So 25 home runs now for Rhys. He just continues to add to his, really just a great season, right? Kind of an underrated year at the plate, I'd say. Of course, he's not a very good first baseman. Certainly what he's done at the plate has certainly been, well above average, right? I mean, this is a man that, works very good at bats. He draws a good amount of walks. He gets on base a ton. He would not be done later in the ball game, as we'll get to a little later, but another clutch hit off the bat of Rhys Hoskins. So we pick it up here in the top of the 6th inning. Matt Fearing with some fundamental baseball as he sits his headlights fly out to center field. Nick Castellanos comes around to score, and it's now a 6-3 ball game. So the Phillies did a much better job with fundamental baseball last night, as you see right there, hitting with runners in scoring position. As you got, Rhys Hoskins doing some damage with runners on. Phillies are able to move Nick Castellanos over the 3rd after he doubles, and then Matt Fearing was able to hit a sacrifice fly to get the job done. So at times this team does show somewhat solid fundamentals, but we don't see it enough. That's certainly something we need to see more of if we're really going to make a deep playoff run. Trying to make the playoffs here, This is something we need to see more of. So we're now 14 games above 500. We'll get into that a little bit later towards the end. Now we pick it up here in the top of the 8th inning. He does it yet again, and he thought a home run to right field, his first one, was far, man. This was absolutely destroyed. As Rhys Hoskins homers on a fly ball to center field, his 26th in the season, second on the night. Garrett Stubbs comes in to score as well, and it's now an 8-3 ball game. So the Phillies tack on 2 more. Rhys Dean Hoskins does it again. Somebody's hot. He's actually had a pretty good career at Great American Ballpark. He seems to really love hitting there. Remember, he hit a couple tanks out there in 2018 as well. Rhys Hoskins is the guy, home runs come in bunches, and right now it seems like maybe we're going to be getting on a little home run tear, and despite the home runs not really being there recently so much for Rhys, he's still done a really good job at doing little things right. As I talked about before, I'm not impressed with his defensive ability, but he's still at the plate, able to work really good at bats and, draw walks and, do the little things right. Then we pick it up here in the top of the 9th inning. Garrett Stubbs homers on a line drive to right center field that barely got out. Oh my gosh, I did not think that ball was going out at all. I mean, that's just such a short porch out there in Cincinnati. A 3-run shutout also scores Castellanos and Segura, and it's now 11-3 Philadelphia. The umpires did review that. It was not a Reds challenge. It was just an umpire review, and they determined that ball did in fact go over the wall. So Garrett Stubbs does it again. What this guy's been able to do as a backup catcher has just been incredible. I mean, you look at Andrew Knapp. Was our backup catcher from essentially the end of 2017 up until the end of last season. He's just worlds better. Andrew Knapp, who was a switch hitter, had great chemistry with guys like Zach Eflin, who was basically his personal catcher. Garrett Stubbs has just been worlds better. He's just been worlds better. It seems like he's really liked in the clubhouse. Come up big. He really has. I mean, that's a big spot right there. You got Nick Maton going out on strikes. I mean, swinging at stuff he shouldn't be swinging at in the dirt. Lunging way out, almost looking like Nick Castellanos the night before. Maybe that was I think Nick Maton's swing was even worse. Then you got Garrett Stubbs coming up and hitting that towering fly ball to right field. Is able to get out. Garrett Stubbs with his 5th home run of the season. Then you pick it up here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Nick Nelson on the mound as TJ Freedy singles on a little dunk fly ball to right field. Kyle Farmer comes around to score. It's now an 11-4 ball game. The Reds get one back. It wasn't that big of a deal. This bullpen has still been just well above average, right? Even, going against good teams. Where you hiding, brought up a good point. I saw his video. I really, really liked it. And he said, listen, the Phillies can beat the Reds, but can they beat the really good teams? That certainly is a good question, right? So we lose 2 out of 3 to the Mets. Split the series with the Braves down there in Atlanta, 2-game set. Win 2 out of 3 against the Braves at Citizens Bank Park. So it's going to be very interesting this weekend, the 4-game set at CBP against the Mets. We have a very easy schedule the rest of the way if he's good. This is going to be our final meeting against the Mets this weekend this year. Thank God. We have just struggled against them so bad this year. I'm not too sure why, but where you hiding? Really bringing up a good point. So that would be your final 11-4, your final score. So Bryson Stott hit his performance on Elias Perez. He went 0 for 6 last night as he left 9 runners on base, a 221 average now for Stott and a 614 OPS. He's still been so good though, over the last month. He really has, and he still put the ball in play. 5 times last night. And Rhys Hoskins, 3 hits, 5 RBIs. Your Phillies has the media player of the game. Seems like he was hitting everything in sight. Who let Rhys Hoskins get hot, right? A 253 average now for Rhys and a 839 OPS. Alec blown 2 knocks last night as well. Works his average up to 289. His OPS sits at 721, right? It definitely needs to be a little bit higher. Derek Cole, it was a big one. He solo home run out to left field. So Derek Cole with his 9th of the season. How about that, right? So Derek Hall, just continues to just show so much promise as a rookie. Nick Castellanos, 3 knocks last night, the 2 doubles, a solo shot. Definitely, one of the players of the game for sure. On top of the home run, also scoring 2 more runs as well. So he certainly was a major contributor in last night's win. A 262 average now for Castellanos to go along with a 698 OPS. So think about that. Think about what that does to your OPS. 3 big extra base hits last night, 2 doubles and a solo shot. Think about what that does to your OPS. Brings his OPS now 2.5700 on the year. I heard Julian's comment. This is the biggest drop. Nick Castellanos has the biggest drop in slugging percentage year to year in nearly 30 years. Think about that for a second. This goes to show you how much of a different player he is compared to last year. He had one of the best games in the Phillies uniform last night. He was just so dialed in. He looked very, very comfortable. Looked like we were watching film from last year. Gene Segura, 3 knocks last night as well. Gene the hit machine showing some promise. I mean, maybe he's going to start to get it going. And Brandon Marsh, almost avoiding a serious injury. Out there in center field. I mean, that certainly would have been catastrophic. Of course, they did take him out of the ball game. Nick Maton came in to play left field, and then they moved Veerling from left to center. So Nick Mates on one knock last night as well, also striking out 3 times. And Garrett Stubbs, the BBCIB best backup catcher in baseball. 2 knocks last night, the 3-run home run. So here we go. I want another opportunity to talk about Garrett Stubbs. He's not a very big guy. On my height, he's only like 5'10". I mean, I'm 5'11". So he's not a huge guy. He's got a 288 average, and it would go on with 5 home runs and a 898 OPS. Think about it, he was as a 900 OPS as a backup catcher, and it's not like the guy's only had 20 at-bats. He's had 80 at-bats, which is certainly not bad for a backup catcher. So you can't help but think, I mean, is this guy one of the best backup catchers in baseball? It's definitely not a stretch at all. And Matt Freeling, 2 knocks last night as well. I mean, maybe he's going to start to get it going. He was struggling there for a while. Also getting the sacrifice fly with some fundamental baseball. I like to see that. Look at Kyle Gibson start, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all 3 are earned. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 11. This was one of the best starts I think we've seen at him in the Phillies uniform, getting back to when he was acquired trade deadline last year. So he was just down. He was mowing everybody down, man. I mean, this guy was just on an absolute tear. As I talked about, if you take away that bottom of the 3rd inning, this start looks even prettier. So he did his job and more. He really did. This was an above average start for Kyle Gibson, 100%. I mean, of course, it is kind of weird though. He allows 3 runs in 6 innings. On average, a run every other inning, but he strikes out 11 in 6 innings. Think about that. Brogdon, a solid 1-2-3 bottom of the 7th inning. Jose Alvarado also pitching a 1-2-3 bottom of the 8th inning, striking out 2. Now, granted, he is going against the Reds, but, Jose Alvarado has looked a lot better, though, over the last month. And Nick Nelson allowing the RBI single on that thing that meant nothing. I'm not even going to really even talk about that. A 4.27 ERA for Nick Nelson. And as I talked about, Kyle Gibson gets the win now, 8-5 on the year. So a series win. The Phillies do clinch a series win in Cincinnati. So we're going for the sweep today at 12:35. Ranger Suarez, 8-5 with a 3.52 ERA. Soldado, 3-4 with a 4.72 ERA. So you have to sweep. You have to sweep. I mean, I would say this would be a successful road trip if you sweep. You have to go into that Friday game with some momentum. So Kyle Schwarber out of the lineup again last night. And he will not be in the lineup today. The lineup has already been given out, and his name was not written in the lineup card. We do have a day off tomorrow as a team, and Rob Thompson said the hope is that he will be back on Friday against the New York Mets. So we are going to have the Met Terrorizer back in the lineup hopefully by Friday. And a little injury update on Bryce Harper. The hope is he begin a rehab assignment in Lehigh Valley next Wednesday. So he'll probably be there for about a week. We're about 2 weeks away from Bryce Harper returning to this lineup. So that's kind of hard to believe, isn't it? We're about 2 weeks away from Bryce Harper returning to this lineup, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait for that. So I guess I guess maybe I'm going to be wrong. I said I think he will be back before September 1st. So hopefully for Harp, I mean, he's sitting at 15 home runs right now. When he comes back, hopefully he can get to 20 on the year, kind of save the season for him a little bit. It's just so unfortunate what happened to him. Of course, he will be DHing when he does come back. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on that notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hot Stove Media, Instagram to Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at PHotStoveMedia. Call or text 267-225-2292. Email me, phillieshatstovemedia@gmail.com. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. 12:35, first pitch today, Suarez. I'll see you guys.